episode will be the traditional 3-step. So this can be very versatile. It can go slow, it can go hard. It depends on what music will be used. Right now, we're gonna just show you the basics. So we're gonna start off on our left foot. We're gonna do a simple tap and then back. And then we're gonna go with our right, tap and then back, and then a cross. Okay? So tap, tap, cross. Tap, tap, cross. So again, it's gonna be a left tap, right tap, cross. Tap, back, cross. Tap, back, and cross. Okay, you guys did wonderful. Now that we have our steps for our feet down, we're gonna work on our shoulders. Sometimes this is the harder part. We have to synchronize with the music and have our whole body harmonized with the steps, okay? So we're gonna try it just with the shoulders. Up, up, down. Up, up, down. Up, up, down. Up, up, down. And when you start with the music, it won't be so exaggerated. This is just the steps to learn. Up, up, down. Up, up, down. Up, up, down. Okay, so now we're gonna use the shoulder and the feet action together. Sometimes this is the hardest for people because sometimes your top doesn't know what your bottoms are doing. So we need to synchronize it all together, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we're gonna simulate a khigga, and this is my sister Nahran, and she'll be helping us. So she's usually my dance partner, even though we're such a height difference. I'm usually wearing heels. Okay, so we're gonna start with just the base of khigga now. Intermediate level of the 3-step. This will introduce some more kind of a flair and a style to your dance now that you're comfortable with the 3-step routine. Okay, so again we have Narain. Hello Narain, welcome back. So we're gonna start with, again, our 3-step moves, but this time, like we showed last time, it's not gonna be an exaggerated steps, okay? This is more shoulder, less feet work, and more slower pace, and more dips. So if you have knee problems, good luck to you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. As you see, there's more shoulder action happening. Take your cue from your partner. You're gonna dip a lot more. And it's okay to mess up. You can just continue. Don't get flustered. We all make mistakes. And there's some people that really go low. 1, 2, let's dip. Oh, that almost hurt my knees there. But you know what I'm saying. So a few other tips is when you're dancing, a good way to know the rhythm is when you're just pay attention to what your partner is doing. So if your partner is going up and down, you shouldn't be going down, or you shouldn't be going up when they're going down. It should be harmonized. The whole khigga should be going the same way. So if you notice that you're kind of messing up, look at the resh khigga, that means the front of the line, and just kind of take the cue from them. Also, don't rush when you're dancing, and don't be too slow. Follow the rhythm of the whole khigga. And another thing that's annoying to Assyrians is don't start your own khigga, just follow one khigga all the way around. Another tip is if you want to join in a khigga, that's the most, I think, anxious part for everybody. If you don't know anybody in the line, you can just kind of gauge who's partners and who's friends and whatnot. And kind of when somebody's alone, just tap them on the shoulder and say, can I butt in? And they'll usually let you in, okay? So don't be afraid to come in and join the party. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you the modified khigga routine. And now this is when you're really comfortable. So it's much easier. You don't have to do the exaggerated steps. This will be a much shorter step, okay? So 1, 2, 3. So as you see, we're not doing the full crossover, and we're not doing such a big step. It's kind of just like a knee bend and then tap to the side. It's much easier And it shows that you know what you're doing. Okay, so now you've seen an example of how the khigga should look like. Just a few tips. Please note the way we're holding our hands. This is typically the way you hold your hand for this 3-step khigga. Other dances will have other ways, but this is the most comfortable way. Please note that when you're holding somebody's hand, be aware of any rings you're holding. Many a times I've had my hands kind of scraped and pinched with people's rings. And also if a lady is wearing lots of sequences, don't rub against your partner because that will really irritate their skin. Also, when you're holding your hand, don't stiffen up because your partner will have to like forcibly try to dance with you, and that's kind of uncomfortable. So your arm should be very flexible and very in control, but not so much that it's stiff. Okay? So here are just some common courtesy tips on when you're dancing khigga. When you see a group of people are really dancing together and they're having a good time, and you can see they're a group of friends or they're dancing at a certain pace that you're not at, please don't go and butt into their line or their area when you're not at that level. Go to either the middle or the end of the khigga where they're going at a more slower pace, and you can keep up more and you can practice your steps. Another thing to keep in mind is when you bring children into the line, typically the children usually go at the end of the line where they can practice and they can learn. Typically when you're bringing a child in the khigga and it's not a family member, or the person beside you is not a family member or relative or whether, they'll kind of get annoyed with having to hold your child's hand basically, right? So also when you're dancing, a common mistake is when you're doing the crossover, so you're doing your tap, tap, and then crossing over from the front, never go from the back. That will mess you up. So typically always go tap, tap, and cross from the front, not from the back, okay? So those are just some tips. Hey, wonderful, you guys made it to the end of this dance tutorial. Keep practicing, have fun, remember to smile in your khigga, and one day you'll go from the shittat khigga, which is the end, to the resh khigga, and I'm sure you guys will do it. Thank you, and come again for the next dance tutorial. Bye!